Okay, so I don't usually do these videos, by the way, but I just want to say how stupid this guy's video is, okay? It's not completely stupid, right? But this guy's basically made a video, right? Talking about how a particular game that hasn't even released yet is a scam, right? And many of the points in his video are actually completely wrong. And I believe he's basically just trying to rage bait people, and it's really dumb, right? I was just sitting down watching it now. I haven't really played much Hollow Knight, right? So I'm not making this video as a Hollow Knight fan. I'm just making this video as a general person who plays video games and talks about them, right? And I'm also just making it because I think this guy's points are really dumb, and I just want to explain that to people who actually watch this. If you're going to talk about a game, you need to understand what you're actually talking about, because a long time ago there was people that were making videos about this guy who was making a video about Arkham Knight, and he was saying, I don't like this about Arkham Knight and I don't like that. Every point he was making was just completely dumb. But anyway, let's get to the point. His video's like 4 minutes long, and I already hated the start of it when I was watching it, so here we go. Oh, okay, hold on. I think my mic's muted for some reason. There we go.
Apparently, according to losers on the internet, Hollow Knight is one of the best games.
Okay, so the first thing he's done wrong is completely disrespect an entire fan base, alright? If you're going to be talking about a game, don't disrespect the game's fan base, okay? Because that's already a bad start, right? You can have your opinion on something, right? But there's no need to disrespect the entire fan base or community that enjoyed that game, right? By just sitting there and calling them all losers. That's like the people who talk about the Sonic fandom, for example, and then they're like, oh, the Sonic fandom are crazy and all that, or they're like this, or even the My Hero Academia fandom and stuff like that, right? Yes, some of them are a bit crazy and that, but still, there is no need to say that about them, because the only thing he should be talking about is the game itself and what's important about the game. He doesn't need to talk about the people who play the game or the people who actually enjoy it. He should just be talking about the game. That's all that should be coming out of his mouth.
Ever, even though the game has a 4.71 rating.
Okay, now that doesn't matter. In my opinion, right, that part does not completely even matter, because usually most games would get that review, right? Like 4.70 something or 4 point this, right? Because not every game is going to completely get 5 stars, right? It's just not going to happen, because people are going to review the PlayStation game, and there'll be people who play this game and they'll get angry at it and they'll give it a low review on purpose, for example, right? Because it's obviously like one of those roguelike type games, if I remember correctly. Anything I say in this video that anybody believes is wrong, feel free to correct me, right? And I'll read the comments and that and accept it, right? But my opinion on this rating thing here, right, is really dumb, because people can just give negative reviews, right? Randomly. Folk can just click onto the review thing and give a negative review. But it's probably not going to happen for this anyway, this little bit here, because when people go to the PlayStation and they click on that, not very many people do that, and if somebody does, they're genuinely doing it because they actually enjoy the game and want to give a review to make people know it's a decent game. But out of 71k people, right, it's that amount of stars, and he's complaining about it, right? That's 71,000 people that have bought the game, right?
Out of five. Yeah, best game ever. That's pretty average if you ask me. How
Yeah, it's pretty average, and that's a good thing. That's actually a good thing. It's pretty average.
Hollow Knight is an objectively bad game. I have it on a Nintendo Switch. Wasn't
We're gonna have a good laugh, by the way, eventually in this guy's video, because there's gonna be some things I point out, right, that are so funny.
impressed by it. Pretty much
And
quit
this
it
is why I
after
made
about
this
10
video in the
15
first
minutes.
place,
Wasted a
right?
lot of time to be honest. And now we're looking at Hollow Knight Soap Song, a new basically Hollow Knight 2, or actually no, it's
Mm-hmm.
not actually Hollow Knight 2.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually just
Mm-hmm.
Hollow Knight DLC.
Yes, I'm pretty sure it is. Again, everybody watching this, feel free to correct me. And I already know one of my friends who actually really loves this game will probably watch this video and he might correct me on this. But if I remember correctly, I believe that this is supposed to just be a DLC. Isn't this meant to just be a DLC? I don't think they ever said it was going to be like a completely new game. I'm pretty sure they did say it was just going to be a new DLC about that other character there, right? And as I said, I've not played Hollow Knight, really. I've played a little bit of it and I got a decent bit through it, right? but I'd need to buy the game again, which I will probably do one day, unless I actually do own it on this PlayStation account, because if people are unfamiliar, I lost my PlayStation account a long time ago, but I got a new one. But anyway, back to talking about this guy's video. So as he's saying, he's like talking about how it's a DLC and that, right? And even if it is, what's the problem with that, right? What's the problem if the game is a DLC? There's no problem with that.
Because it looks and plays the exact same as the freaking original. Like, look at this.
Okay, and that's a good thing, right? It doesn't have to be completely new. It can be played like that if they want it to be played like that. And how does he know that? From looking at pictures. Has he actually watched any of the adverts on the game? Has he looked at anything related to it? Now, maybe there will be... Sorry, I'm starting. As I've made this video, I'm actually feeling a bit sick today, but I just had to make another video. But so, as I said earlier, I need to look up more stuff to do with this game, but I'm sure there would be some new stuff added to it, right? There's no way that they're just going to make a DLC and make it the exact same, right? And if they do, it'll still be fun to the people who actually enjoy playing the game. But that would actually be a bit annoying, really, if they did do that. That's the only slight bit I'd agree with them on.
Same art style, literally no soul put into it whatsoever. I mean, what are...
Well, yeah, it's the same art style, because why would they need to change the game? Why are they going to do that? They're going to keep it the same, obviously, because why would they change it completely? That'd be like if you were to make... I need to think of a game to make an example out of. Hold on. Okay, so that'd be like if they were to make Minecraft, right? And then they were to do like some Minecraft type DLC, and then the entire DLC was just if Minecraft became 2D at that point. That is what he's saying. He's saying that because they're making a DLC and it looks the exact same, that it's going to be terrible. It's not going to be terrible because it looks the exact same. That's stupid. That part is actually completely stupid right there, what he's saying. There's no problem with that at all.
What even are these graphics? I mean, look, I swear I saw that enemy.
Why is he complaining about the graphics now? I have to say that as well, because he's literally contemplating one of his own points, right? Oh. He's contemplating one of his own points now, right? Because he just said that it looks the exact same as the last game. The game he's complaining about, along with complaining about this game. And he's complaining about the graphics, like... There's no problem with them looking the same.
In the first game, like, the game is literally just...
I think it looks beautiful, personally. I think it's got a lovely art style.
Online are immediately just gonna...
I mean, why... I don't get it. I don't see why he's complaining about that, because look at the amount of detail it would have had to be put into that, right? That little light there, and that, and it's beautiful. That's just beautiful. That's great. Whoever drew that, or however they created that, right, for the game, it's beautiful.
To eat this stuff up, because Hollow Knight...
This has already been 8 minutes long, right, and we're 1 minute into this guy's video, by the way.
What's it called? Silk Song? Yeah, Hollow Knight Silk Song is basically...
He doesn't even know what he's talking about at this point. In his video, right, he just said, what's it called again? He doesn't know what he's talking about now. He's like...
You know, not even a good video. You're literally buying the same game twice, and you're...
How does he know that? Like, how does he know he's buying the same game again, right?
For complete and utter...
He doesn't know that.
So. Not that you were any better for buying the first game in general, because, like I said, Hollow Knight was never that good of a game. Story makes no sense, boring gameplay, repetitive backtracking, uninteresting character.
I mean, as far as I remember, you only have to backtrack if you want to collect certain stuff. I don't think you actually have to do that, but okay.
It's just a piece of garbage game, and like, I hope the devs of this game like go through like a recession or something. Like,
alright, now we're gonna get to the fun part, right? The reason I made this video in the first place, the whole reason I actually made this video in the first place, right, was to talk about what he's about to talk about right now when it comes to reviewing a game or even talking about a game, right? And one of my major complaints when it comes to folk who talk about games.
Streets, because Hollow Knight is just not that great of a game. Like Final Fantasy V.
Here we go, right? So, Final Fantasy V is a completely different game from Hollow Knight. This is an RPG game. Hollow Knight is a roguelike game, as far as I remember, with a little bit of platforming and attacking enemies and killing them, right, as you go through different obstacles and that, and explore. And he's bringing up Final Fantasy V, which is an RPG game. Completely different. And another thing I'm about to say is, this game, along with every other game he is about to talk about, is made by a major studio, right? Like a giant company with thousands and thousands and thousands of pounds, right? And he's comparing it to Hollow Knight, right? Which is still made by a decent company, I'm assuming that has some money, but not as much as these other games he's about to talk about.
Way better. Like whoever made this game deserves like the utmost respect. In fact, I'm gonna play that.
And then, halfway into his video, he starts to play a completely different game. Rather than playing Hollow Knight and actually showing the gameplay bits that annoy him, right? Instead of playing the game that he's complaining about, right, along with the DLC that he's supposedly so mad about, he decides to play Final Fantasy V instead of playing Hollow Knight. Right, what's up, guys? My name's Cozy Otaku, and today I'm gonna be reviewing Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League while playing Batman Arkham Knight. Like,
Seriously,
so absurd. It's so absurd.
What kind of world do we live in?
Oh gosh, this is crazy.
This game is way better than Hollow Knight.
Is it now? You know what I love the most about his video, right? Is he talks about how much better this game is, right? And he doesn't even play it. He stays in like the menu the whole time while talking about how much better the game is, right? That's great. It's just great.
That made Persona, or helped make Persona.
And now he's talking about Persona for some reason, right? The amount of rage baiting that this man's done in this video is crazy. It's just crazy, man.
And that, that's the biggest problem with the Hollow Knight fan base, I literally YouTube
What's their
Hollow
problem?
Knight is bad or Hollow Knight critiquing. You have the most butthurt, overly sensitive fan base I've ever seen.
Really?
On the internet. Like, Lord forbid, you can't criticize this game at all.
Really?
4.7 out of 5 game. And look, here's some.
Maybe that's because your opinion is completely stupid, right? And every single point he's brought up just makes absolutely no sense, right? Along with the fact that he's bringing up completely different games when talking about Hollow Knight, and then he's talking about how butthurt the fandom is. Like, I can imagine actual Hollow Knight fans, like people who have actually played the game, like my friend, for example, right, watching this guy's video and saying a lot more about it than me. Because, as I've said, I've played about maybe an hour of the game to 2 hours, possibly, right? But I liked the game. I thought it was pretty fun.
Games with higher ratings that are better than Hollow Knight. For starters, Dragon Quest 11.
Right. This is another reason why I made this video, right? He's talking about Dragon Quest 11, right? Well, let's just get to the specific bit here, right? And this, I even commented on this video, right? If you just want to look at my comment, you can, right? Like, so he's talking about Dragon Quest 11, right?
Way better than.
Look at. Let's go back there. Let's go back there.
Look, here are some games
Like,
with
right,
higher
let's go back.
ratings that are better than Hollow Knight.
Oh, this is great.
For starters, Dragon Quest.
Talking about Dragon Quest, alright. Okay, see that trophy there, right? He has barely gotten through the game, right? I've played this game, and he has barely gotten through the game. There's a bronze trophy right now. And he's bringing up a game that he's barely played and comparing it to another game that he's barely played. So, again, this is another one of my points in this video, is just how dumb this is, right?
Way better than Hollow Knight.
It doesn't even show his gameplay hours over there, by the way, so we don't even know how long he's actually played it for.
And then Hollow Knight.
Yep, let's check the PlayStation reviews, which can always get review bombed, by the way, but okay. Let's rely on PlayStation review bombs. I don't know what this game is, but once again, he's about to say something completely stupid, by the way.
Hollow Knight, and I've only played it for about 17 minutes.
He's played it for 17 minutes, right? To do a review on a game, this is kind of like these little IGN videos I've been seeing recently with the dudes who played the Donkey Kong game, right? And I don't remember what the other case was, right? But there was another case where one of the guys was reviewing a game and he couldn't get past the tutorial or they were doing it on purpose to get angry about it. It's just. It was so dumb, right? So he's got 17 minutes through this game, right? And he still hasn't said how long he's been playing Hollow Knight for, as far as I remember, right? And he hasn't even played through this entire game, nor has he played through all of Hollow Knight, I'm assuming, right? And he's still trying to make a review about the two of them. That's right, guys, I've only got like 10 minutes through Batman Arkham Knight, right? You know, when we get to the cutscene and all that at the start of the game, but I've got to say, it's already like a way better game than every other game I've played. Like, that's what he's saying in a way. It's like, I've played like this 10-minute cutscene and the game, sorry, a better game.
33 literally has more effort and heart put into it.
Because it's probably made by a big studio, there you go. Or is it maybe because the game's not 2D and it looks like it's got some open world type thing? Because we're going to get to that part as well. He's going to eventually say something else that severely annoys me.
And Hollow Knight. And I'm still shocked
But
too.
there we go, he's back in Final Fantasy.
Complete morons are out here on the internet just blazing and harping over Hollow Knight.
The only moron that's on the internet right now is you, mate, with your video, pal.
So sorry.
It's 51 view video.
It's literally just Hollow Knight DLC. Let's be honest. It's literally.
Yeah, and they've already. I'm pretty sure, as I said earlier, right? He's talking about the DLC part again. I'm pretty sure that the people who were making the game in the first place literally said it was going to be a DLC.
There's going to be another version of Tears of the Kingdom. Basically the exact same.
Right. This point that he's brought up, I don't actually know how to react to this, right? Because the problem is, he's right in a way, but he's also wrong as well. So, Tears of the Kingdom, right, kind of was like a big giant DLC to Breath of the Wild. But before Tears of the Kingdom even came out, they were going to make it like a big DLC for Breath of the Wild before they decided to make it a whole game, right? So, but that's not really a problem, is it? In my opinion, because Tears of the Kingdom, when it came out, was an amazing game. It was amazing. It had completely new areas you could explore, from like the sky area to the underground area. It had more side quests and that. There was new mechanics. It was amazing, right? And he's complaining about Hollow Knight doing something like Tears of the Kingdom. Why is he complaining about this? Because if they do make it like Tears of the Kingdom, kind of, right, where it's like a big giant DLC, then it's going to be good. Because it will just have more gameplay of new mechanics and possibly new things to do. So I don't see why that's a complaint necessarily. That's a good thing.
Game with some slightly different stuff in it. And
there's one more thing I'll say about all you Hollow Knight fans that might be watching this video, or any people that do game reviews. The amount of years that yous have been waiting for this to come out, by the way. Yous have basically been waiting the same amount of time as the GTA fans, sort of, right? And we all got Bubsy before getting your Hollow Knight Silk Song and that, right? We got a Bubsy game getting released before that, right? But I really hope, for the sake of you Hollow Knight fans, that the Silk Song game is actually good, because of how long you have been waiting for it to come out for. I actually do hope it's good.
Yes, they're just gonna eat that up and be like, oh wow, this Hollow Knight Silk Song is so great. Like,
and he hasn't done that for a game before.
You don't know. You wouldn't know great if it came to life and punched you in the face.
Really?
Rate my ass, like Jesus. Hollow Knight and Hollow Knight Silk Song are mediocre games. They are Metroid ripoffs. They have nothing.
Metroid ripoffs, everybody. The game is a Metroid ripoff. How is it a Metroid ripoff exactly? The only thing that comes to my head when he says this is the platforming, right? And the exploration. When you're exploring in Hollow Knight, you can like roll and stuff and use platforms to get to different areas, right? And Metroid does that as well. But there are also many other games that do that, right? It's a game mechanic. It's in different types of games. It's not a rip-off of a game. It's common. What? So does that mean if you make a platforming game now, you can't make it like Metroid and Hollow Knight because you'll get sued? Right? It's a common mechanic in games. It's really stupid. That's another really stupid point he's just made there, right? And the whole, or maybe he's saying it's a Metroid ripoff because you have to run about the place and pick up upgrades for your characters, right, with local charms and that. But Metroid did that too, and so did Hollow Knight, but again, that's a mechanic. Like, it's not a knockoff at all.
Think of any
It's a
original
game
Metroid
mechanic. There's plenty
whatsoever.
of games that have done
And
that.
yet, I see these autistic babies on the internet who are like, oh my.
Here we go with another thing. Why does he feel the need to bring up autism, right, and to make fun of autistic people in a way, right? What's the point of that? You're supposed to be reviewing a game, mate, right? Or talking about a game that hasn't been released yet. You don't have to bring a specific type of people, which I am as well, by the way. I have that. But he does not have to bring that into his conversation about a game. He's like, you get all these autistic babies. What's that got to do with the game he's reviewing? He's supposed to be talking about how it's a scam. What exactly is a scam about it, right? What have autistic people got to do with this game being a scam? Again, that is the title of his video right there. And yet he has not talked once about how it's a scam.
God, greatest game ever. Like, if you think this is one of the, if you think Hollow Knight and Silk Song are going to be the greatest games ever, you never played the Dark Souls game.
This is the point that starts to annoy me even more. The Dark Souls guy.
Played Elden Ring.
Dark Souls and
I feel so sorry.
I love the Dark Souls and Elden Ring. If you haven't played Dark Souls and Elden Ring, you're not a real gamer. Imagine not playing a Dark Souls game or a Souls-like. You're just so bad at games. I fucking hate them. Hate them, hate them, hate them, hate them, right? Hate them, okay? If folk like those games, right, that's fine. They're good games, right? But the amount of folk actually play the Dark Souls games, right? And actually, like, glaze them that much, right? I'm sorry, but sometimes when I get in conversations with specific people, right, and they've actually played those games, right, they're always like, oh, you're just not a gamer and all that because you've not played Dark Souls and all that, right? And I look at them and I'm like, mate, I don't need to play this game to be a gamer. I've played plenty of other games, hundreds, and you're saying I have to play this game, which I can't even play, by the way, because if I tried playing that game, I'd be terrible at it, right? The spider bit is one reason why. The eyesight is another reason why. Time as well. The game includes lots of time, but the fact he's bringing up Dark Souls, right, and comparing it to Hollow Knight, right? Hollow Knight could be a Souls-like in a way, because the amount of times you die in it, but that's because it's like a roguelike type game.
For your lack
My
of
opinion.
taste, your lack of game palette.
The lack of game palette, right? What's wrong with a lack of game palette, right? Let's see the games I've been playing for the past 3 weeks. I'm not sure what I've played. I've played this game. I actually played that game with a friend. I played that game, this game. I like the Yakuza games too, which is going to get to that point. Helldivers, right? Most of the games I play is this game, right? Does that mean I'm not a gamer because I only play Earth Defense Force 5 or not? Right?
Play Judgment, you probably don't even know what the Yakuza games are.
But here we go again. The Yakuza games. Now he's bringing up the Yakuza games. That is a completely different game genre. It's made by a big, massive company, Sega, right? And Ryo Gakuta Studios, right? It's made by big companies like that, right? And he's bringing them up about Hollow Knight. He's comparing Yakuza, the funny game with the funny side quests and the action and that, right? And the deep story, right? To Hollow Knight. And that's just a stupid point he's making.
Because, you're just that big of an normie. You couldn't handle Red Dead Redemption 1 and 2 because those games have way deeper, more mature storytelling.
And who is he to assume this? What? Because they only play Hollow Knight, right? And because they enjoy playing Hollow Knight, right? They can't play any other games with a deep story. Oh my goodness. I guess I can't play Red Dead Redemption 2, right? Because I played a game that's completely different, like a different genre. Is he trying to call it a baby game or something, right? Like, oh my god, I guess I'll never be able to play Red Dead 2 because I played Cat Quest or not. Fuck hell. Yeah, so later on, I'm running out of things to actually talk about now in points, so I'm going to end up sounding stupid as well at some point, but...
Hollow Knight is just... I don't know, it's literally just plagiarism. It's a plagiarized version.
Plagiarism? How many fancy words is he pulling out of his hat?
A Metroid, that's all I can say.
Alright, so if you want to see this guy's video, by the way, right? That's his full video if you want to watch it, right? It's terrible, man. Just terrible. I'm going to check his channel to see if he's a rage baiting channel, right? Or if this is just a rare video that he's made. Yeah, so this is his type of content, okay?
Woke
It's all making
first.
sense now. It's all making sense now, right? Like, really? Oh, Jesus. Oh goodness, he's got a Hollow Knight review. I kind of want to watch that, right? But I think I'll keep that for another video, right? But he's really against Hollow Knight, isn't he?
V.
His content's like mixed a little bit. Yeah, there we go. So that's his Hollow Knight review. And I guess you just get to see some of my YouTube stuff. Yeah, this is some random stuff I like to watch on YouTube. Actually, what's that? I'm gonna watch that later. I'm gonna actually play that video while I edit, man. While I edit this and try to make a thumbnail. Hopefully my thumbnail actually works for once, right? Because every time I try to make a thumbnail on a video, it never works. Thanks for watching, and before I actually leave, I just want to say, if you're going to review a game, right, make sure you talk about the game. Don't talk about the people who play the game, right? You don't need to bring up the fandom and that, right? You just talk about the game, the gameplay, the story, and other things about the game, right? You do not have to bring up stupid things like comparing a roguelike or a platforming game like Hollow Knight to a beat-em-up game, right? Or to an RPG game. You're comparing a game to completely different genres, right? So if you're going to make a review, please make sure that your points are actually accurate. I really hope the guy that makes this video watches this, by the way, because it would be so funny. I'd just love to reply to him and get in an argument. But thank you for watching. Okay, so before this video ends, I just want to say one thing. Don't go to this person's channel and like try to spam messages in the comment section or do anything like attack the guy and that. I am not promoting that, alright? I mean, don't do that, seriously. Nobody try to like kill him or anything like that. He's entitled to his opinion and that, right? No matter how strange it is, right? And maybe my opinion's a bit strange as well in this video and that and some of the things I've said, but don't kill him, right? Or do anything like that. But anyway, thanks for watching the video, and see you in the next video when I probably either look at something else that's dumb on the internet or I play a game or something. I don't really know at this point.